first thing you need to know about Ayanokoji Kiyotaka from the anime Classroom of the Elite is that the man is a beast when it comes to rationality and self-discipline. What's pitiful, though, is that 9 out of 10 self-development channels out there merely abuse Ayanokoji's name in the video's title or thumbnail, or both, having actually read neither the light novel nor watched the anime, and therefore not having the slightest clue about Ayanokoji's true character, as well as the strategies, tips, and tricks that are a huge part of what makes this genius robotically self-disciplined. Worry not, though, for in this video, I'll be listing 3 actual juicy techniques, which Ayanokoji, for a fact, is known to have followed during his White Room training. Before that, though, I'll be coming down hard on 2 self-development myths, which sound well and good in theory, but are proven to have led most people nowhere in their self-development journeys. Finally, at the end of the video, I'll be listing 3 additional bonus techniques which Ayanokoji may or may not follow, but are nonetheless time-tested winning formulas guaranteed to level up your self-discipline game. Last but not least, to achieve self-discipline, first you must prove yourself as worthy enough, for instance by sticking around till the end of this video, just to display some level of initial discipline and prove that you have what it takes. Consider the bonus techniques at the end as your reward for all the patience you set on display here today. Here come the misconceptions. Many self-development channels confuse willpower with self-discipline, and so they keep hashing out fancy yet meaningless lectures on the mid-anterior cingulate cortex, which, by the way, is the section of our brain that houses our willpower. I mean, yes, willpower's cool as it allows you to resist temptations and cover more distance within a short amount of time and all, but honestly, it isn't exactly the same as being self-disciplined, which of course is what this video is all about. To put it simply, you may consider willpower as a muscle, which in the short term gives you superhuman temptation resistance abilities. Too bad, like any other muscle, willpower too gets tired and exhausted from overuse. That said, although doing various mental exercises to grow your mid-anterior cingulate cortex can be helpful, since it's basically the same as growing your willpower, in the end, like I said before, willpower is a limited resource. Once you've sucked the last drop of your willpower dry, you'll ultimately fail if willpower alone is what you've been relying on thus far. Moral of the story is, willpower is explosive like a firework, yet also short-term and limited. On the flip side, self-discipline is calm as the sea, consistent like a river, and basically allows you to burn long-term, like a fire. That said, feel free to hone and perfect just your willpower alone if you're in it only to win a short 100-meter dash. However, if you're planning to play in the big leagues and win a frickin' marathon, then self-discipline and consistency are the allies you need, more than anything else. We've all heard the statement, fake it till you make it, and it's apparently the most fake statement there is. Reality doesn't work that way. Blind confidence blinds, as Shin Akuma once said. In a nutshell, you'll only ever remain a fraud, an imposter, a fake, unless you learn to build your true castle of confidence one brick at a time, by claiming wins, large or small, one at a time. All things said and done. Blind affirmations such as, I'm the greatest writer ever to exist, or even, I'm the best and highest scoring student there is, are all useless, unless you have the sufficient arrogant capital necessary to back it up. That, my friend, comes from experience, from small wins stacked upon one another, one at a time, until eventually a qualitative transformation occurs, and you finally become the person you wished you were. Ayanokoji once claimed to have read 100 million books in the light novel, and although that's definitely a lie, the point is, the dude is extremely well read, and we can all see that. What we also know is that he's a fan of atomic habits, a term first introduced by the author James Clear in his book that goes by the same name. In essence, consider an atomic habit as the most basic task you must finish daily in regard to your personal goals. For example, studying at least one topic every day, doing just one push-up daily, and reading even just a single page on a day-to-day basis. The point is, goals the size of a mountain overwhelm us humans. However, if you promise yourself to do just the bare minimum each day, often what happens is that without any stress and anxiety involved, you just end up doing more. One topic a day becomes 10, one page becomes 1 chapter, and one push-up becomes 20. And on days when it's really hard on you, when you're just too darn busy, no worries, just maintain the consistency by finishing the atomic habit. Just finish studying that one topic, read that one page, do just that one push-up. Just avoid breaking your consistency, and you got this. First and foremost, the entire concept of the White Room where Ayanokoji was trained in classroom of the elite, is to ruthlessly pursue efficiency and discipline by mercilessly eliminating all forms of distractions from the student's environment from the get-go. That's exactly why everything, the paint, the furniture, and even the student's clothes, are all in white. Because it's the most boring and therefore the least distracting color there is. Even after leaving the White Room, Ayanokoji hasn't once forgotten his roots, as well as the secret formulas that turned him into the success and genius he is today. For example, in episode 3 of season 3, when a girl from another class visits Koji's room, we get to see that it's the most plain-looking room there is, with no decoration pieces or anything else that may distract Ayanokoji from his studies and his goals whatsoever. Later, in episode 9, when another girl asks if he has a mirror, Ayanokoji replies by asking whether he looks like somebody who would have one. Seriously. Not even a mirror. Can you imagine? Yet it's exactly that zero distractions and maximum efficiency approach that has led Ayanokoji to where he is. You see, discipline and focus go hand in hand. Consider them as two sides of the same coin. Those with focus are always disciplined, and those with discipline are always focused. And to achieve both, you must first eliminate all sorts of distractions from your living or workspace and instead optimize your environment for maximum efficiency. For fitness nerds, a proper example of this would be to sleep with a dumbbell next to your cushion. Even if there's a day when you either forget to or don't feel like hitting the gym, with the dumbbell right in front of you, you'll find yourself unconsciously reaching for it and doing a couple of sets of bicep or hammer curls before you know it. I do the same, and to be honest, it works like a charm. The same goes if you plan to study or read a book. Last but not least, don't forget to eradicate all the negative distractions, such as deleting the excessive social media apps which only ever waste your time by trapping you in the doom scroll. Unless, of course, you're a content creator yourself and are actually using those apps to do something productive, in which case kudos, fellow creator, and keep up the hard work. As the title so clearly suggests, you must learn the value of strategizing and planning far ahead and from the very beginning. Robert Greene teaches us the same in Law 29 of his book, 48 Laws of Power, which, when put briefly, simply tells us to never plan half-heartedly. Instead, a good strategist always strategizes all the way to the bitter end. From a studying or fitness perspective, this means you must divorce the wing it attitude and instead plan out your workout or fitness schedule from the very beginning. Which muscles to train on which day, which subject or topics to study when, and so on. Bonus time at long last. King Arthur had a round table of fellow supporters, such as the magician Merlin and the knight Lancelot. These people always supported King Arthur's various endeavors, kept him accountable whenever he showed signs of straying from his goals, and were also there to motivate him whenever Arthur was feeling depressed and under the weather for whatever reason. The point is, it doesn't matter whether it's people who even share the same interests or goals as you do, or whether they're present nearby or mostly communicate with you online. Just find somebody, a classmate, sibling, or roommate, for instance, who's as ambitious as you are, who cares for your success, and is therefore willing to keep you accountable to your goals and dreams. You may, of course, be expected to provide similar support for their goals in return, but what else are friends for anyway, no? Keeping a journal allows you to keep your thoughts, plans, goals, and dreams organized, focused, and all in one place. By shuffling back to your previous entries from time to time, you can develop a high level of self-awareness. Long term, it gives you the precious chance to observe the differences in your thought patterns as well as your overall transformation in character over the years. The thing is, we humans are forgetful creatures. We often forget about most things, even our dreams in many cases. Keeping a diary is a great way of staying true to your character, your ambitions, and your dreams, for the pages you've smeared with ink in the past are always there to remind you of the person you were and the person you've always wished to become. Loving your work may not be necessary, but it sure does help. In his new book, Mastery, Robert Greene once said, "You must understand the following. In order to master a field, you must love the subject and feel a profound connection to it. Your interest must transcend the field itself and border on the religious." On another occasion, Shin Akuma was noted to have said, "It's easier to wear a glove if it's the color you love." Alright, time to wrap up for this video. Do comment if you feel as if any other great self-discipline technique was missing from this list and which you feel certain Ayanokoji Kiyotaka from Classroom of the Elite would have definitely followed. Last but not least, if this video brought even an ounce of value to you, then please do consider smashing those like and subscribe buttons, not just to show support, but also to keep receiving more Ayanokoji-based self-development content, tips, and techniques in the future.